Keep making fun of it. Keep making fun of it. There's only a few left. Better get it in now. Hello everybody, welcome to tonight's episode of GameSlean TV, November 7th, 2013. Here we are again, it's Thursday night. We're off to a late start tonight, guys, so let's get right to it. What else
is new?
Yeah. My name is Chris and I am your host.
What a surprise.
Yeah, what a surprise indeed. We always get started late. To my left, we've got Molly joining us again.
Hey.
To my right.
Jeff.
Woo! Is that thing doing that? I thought we fixed that.
Yeah, fixed it my ass.
Over on production, we've got Xander.
Not gonna be producing anything in a minute.
Just keep it going. Make sure it doesn't die.
I'm not sure there's anything I can do about this.
Over on co-production, we've got Nick.
I just want to say we have Sarge and Ski in the chat.
What?
Yes.
All right, good.
So we can
the show can go on.
All right. Yeah. Ski, get here earlier next time, please.
And of course, remotely via Skype, we've got Toom and Friends. Are the friends still there?
Bob.
Hope not.
Doom and Bob is off to my side over here somewhere.
All right.
Good.
Yeah, he's somewhere in the room.
All right, let's move on to some actual gaming news for this week, guys. So here we go. We've got a new version. The Wii U Mini is releasing soon for $99. Is that what this says? Mm-hmm. Wii U Mini is coming here to the U.S. with Mario Kart Wii for $100. Big deal.
Yep, next news item.
How are you going to choose between this and the Ouya?
The thing I read was this doesn't even support component video output. I mean, this is just at this point, like if you didn't buy the Wii, I don't know. I've seen some arguments saying that this is actually going to sell a lot during the holidays because the people that are looking for a cheap, video game system or something, they're just going to grab this and it's cheap enough that they're going to.
You got to get the new Wii.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Nintendo
it's the same. It's the old Wii except small now.
Well, if you never had a Wii and you're waiting until now, probably worth the purchase because $100 is cheap for a system, and there's a big enough library where if you didn't own one before, it'd be worth the purchase.
Yeah.
The only reason I've ever entertained the thought of getting a Wii was just for the library of games, not necessarily.
Why else would you get a system?
No.
Yeah,
like
but you can buy an old
Land,
Wii for
like,
less than $100.
all the online stuff, but
the virtual console stuff. You mean like
the games for the system itself were always like very lackluster.
No. The Wii now has like at the end, like it took a while, and I'm sure the Wii U is gonna be the same thing. But towards the end, like there was an actual like decent library. It just took like a long time to make a halfway decent.
Point.
Yeah, but like I said, if you don't have one,
the majority of it is still shovelware, though.
Yeah, if you don't have one now, you may as well just never have one.
Well, no, you pay $100 and you can get like.
You pay $100 and you buy 2 games for the system that you do own.
Yeah.
You pay $100 thinking the Ouya is a good system.
Pay $100, put it towards college.
All right, let's see.
Stop playing video games.
$100 and you get Last Story, Xenoblade.
Last Story, Xenoblade, Skyward Sword.
Okay, the Zeldas, yeah.
That Zack and Wiki point-and-click game is really fun.
All right,
Donkey Kong.
I heard that was good,
I haven't touched my Wii in like forever, but like.
Well, I'll say,
but you should buy one.
Oh, Donkey Kong. So
that may or may not be a soundbite. Yeah, I like the Trauma Center games, but those were like launch titles.
Dude, DS.
Yeah,
I'd rather play that than the DS. I never actually touched the Trauma Center games. No, there's a fairly like decent library where like if $100 for a system and like a handful of like decent games is worth it. Like if someone was to go and say, should I drop like $250 to $300 on a Wii now, and be like, you're better off holding off. But it's hard to say no to a $100 system if you don't have it and there's like a decent library of games you can play through. So it's not that big of an investment for a gaming system.
Right. Okay, so there you go. Wii U Mini, or Wii
whatever
Mini.
It is.
Wii Mini, $100. If you're interested in any of those old Wii games at this point, I mean, I don't. Maybe this one will outsell the Wii U during the holiday.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll sucker some people and
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's have a look at our next news item here. Here we go. This one came out of left field. I don't know if you guys heard about this before, but I noticed this week. They released this trailer for this game. It's an officially licensed Rambo game.
Yeah.
Can we
Oh,
take a
boy.
look at this trailer here? It's not
Do
that
you
long.
dare.
This game looks like the
It looks
biggest
so
piece
cutting
of
edge, though.
crap I've ever
This
seen.
is crazy.
Dude, I'm
Half
psyched.
of this stuff is like what you're gonna see here. This is you want to try and do that or no?
Yeah, the game looks like it's last generation. Like the graphics don't
It
look
looks
good,
like it's
but
not
it's
even
still,
last generation. It looks
it's
like
still-
from
it's
like the
still-
original Xbox.
It still looks awesome. You
Stop
still
being
get-
graphic
can you,
snobs. I'm
can you
psyched.
try? Can you
Dude,
try to run that
Minecraft
footage?
is like what? One of the.
Can you,
Yeah, it's like the
I
top
want to
game
see
right
the
now.
glitch.
Dude, those
Yeah,
graphics.
seriously. All right, let's take a look at the footage here. This is
The game still looks fun.
like why is his head so big and like what?
Maybe you
Rambo,
should.
man.
Maybe
Come
you
on.
should
Why
make
is
that.
the plane flying through the sand?
Well, there's a
I
lot.
don't
It looks
know.
like this
Look,
is like
look,
you just play
dude.
the movie though, right?
It's like-
Like
Dude, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's
Look,
just a
dude.
movie.
First blood.
alright, so like look at that. Like,
That's
it looks
huge.
like GoldenEye's big head mode or something.
Oh, it looks pretty awesome.
Like that. Like that's in the movie, right? Where he just shoots up the freaking.
Yeah, at the end.
Like
Dude,
they got that theme music going. Out of all the stuff they could have done, why make a Rambo game now, though?
You got Rambo and Rambo Chris,
Oh,
it feels like
dude,
just why
explosive
not
bow
make
and
a Rambo
arrow.
game now?
So,
Take over the chopper.
alright, no.
This could be cool. I like this where he's gonna fly. Like if they do this right, like if you can fly the chopper and do all this stuff, that's
We
awesome.
did that in Black Ops.
No, it's totally on rails.
Yeah, do this right. Yeah, here it comes. Look at that. The tail of the chopper was in the ground. It was in the sand.
That's
there.
how I fly it.
And look at this.
Ah,
They're
dude.
not kidding around. They're releasing this on everything. Like
If I
Day one
would pay
purchase.
$100 for this game.
Dude, I'm all for that.
how much? $50?
I'd pay $100 for this game.
Wow.
Is there a collector's edition going on?
What?
I
All right.
would. I like who doesn't love Rambo?
Dude.
Whenever this game releases,
Yeah.
we are going to cover it. We'll have a full review on this game when it comes out.
We
Spoiler
when
alert,
when
it's gonna be a buy.
When it comes,
That's
when it
gonna be
comes
my
out, we
score.
also dress
Buy.
up like Rambo.
All right.
5 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, 5 out of 5 stars.
This is my first Rambo game I've ever played. It was great.
Yeah, probably.
So there you go. New Rambo game in development, coming soon. It's gonna be nuts. All right, next news item. Yesterday there was a Walmart price glitch that some people were able to jump in and take advantage of, but
Some people who apparently don't have jobs or anything.
or must be. There was a pricing glitch in the Walmart website system or in Walmart's entire system here. So some people were able to walk away with some pretty good deals here. Games for $18, TVs for a couple $100. There was I saw some flat screen or some computer monitors for around $8.
I saw the reverse though. I was seeing that
Like
a
a
lot
thing,
of
like a tube of Glade was like $85.
yeah, it was like the
Really?
exact opposite. They were
Yeah.
like action figures for like $600 or something
Yeah.
like that. Like,
Oh,
it was
man,
just like totally
that
reversed.
was really messed up then.
Yeah, but here's the thing with that. Dude, if you go to Walmart and buy an action figure for like $800, you're gonna be like, that price is wrong. Like, have a manager fix it, and they'll definitely correct it for you. But at the same time, if you get a video game
Well,
for
I
like
think-
$8, you're not gonna say anything. And if they
Yeah.
try
Yeah.
to tell you the price wrong, you're gonna be like, no, that's what it rang up for. Give me it for that price. And Walmart's a bunch of pushover idiots, so they'll be like, all right.
Well, I saw something where they were talking about it on the news somewhere, but they were saying how like everybody that ordered the stuff from the website, their orders are just like straight up canceled, and they're like, "Oh, you're never
Oh,
getting
yeah.
your
Yeah, you know
stuff."
what
And
they
then they
get for
also
that?
said they get a $10
Yes.
gift card, and I was like,
get a
"God,
$10
Walmart, like you're a mess."
a $10 gift card.
It's not much compensation there. So hopefully some of you guys were paying attention to that and you were able to get in on that deal. Some of the newer games that have just released. There was that one, the screenshot we saw with Battlefield 4.
Battlefield, yeah.
Guy walked out with a few copies of that. Call of Duty Ghosts, Pokemon. There you go. So you had to have been quick on your feet though and watching the web yesterday morning though to get this. So there you go. All right. So how many? One news item here left. So Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes is going to arrive next spring. $19.99 downloadable on what is it? Xbox 360 and PS3, or you can get a physical copy. The next gen versions, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, you're gonna have to pay a little bit more, $29.99. But this Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes is like a precursor to the Phantom Pain, which will be the full game coming out later on. This
Right.
looks cool. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I was always a little confused about this when they released the Ground Zero stuff a while back, and then they had that Phantom Pain trailer, which ended up being Metal Gear Solid 5, and so they're essentially two separate games. But so this is kind of like a prequel game, though. Is that where we're getting at now? Like,
Yeah, these events take place like 10 years before the events of the Phantom Pain.
all right.
So this is like the first part of Metal Gear Solid 5 or whatever.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Okay.
It's like a game to build up like the bigger game, but and
Yeah.
$20, $30, that's a good price point. But how, any idea how long this game's going to be? I mean, is it just like a glorified demo or?
I would anticipate it being as long as like the other Metal Gears. I mean, like Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 take maybe like 8 to 10 hours to beat. So
Yeah, that's true.
I'm anticipating that length of time, like 8 hours.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, you can't complain about that. I mean, that definitely seems like a solid purchase then.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm looking forward to it. So we'll see how it is when it comes
More
out.
Metal Gear, I can't argue
Yeah.
against that.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Just like more Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. More X-Men
Excellent.
movies.
Just gets
So
better
yeah,
the more,
Metal Gear Solid
more
5,
it comes out.
Ground Zeroes next spring.
Yeah.
We'll definitely cover it for sure. And that's it for the news, guys. So this week, we've got no review this week, but I thought with the imminent release of the PlayStation 4 next week and then the Xbox One following the next week, what I want to do now is just do a rundown of all the launch games and see how excited we are for each one. And then the big question really is do we have to have either of these systems on day one? So
Yes.
why don't we take a look? That is the question. The hype is at maximum level at this point. If you've got your pre-orders in, you're looking forward to picking it up when it comes out. So I guess let's start with the PlayStation 4 since that's releasing first. The first game on the list is Knack. You guys are familiar with this one, right?
What the heck is Knack?
You don't know
I
about
don't
this
know.
game, Knack?
No.
Run the footage.
What the hell is
This
this?
is so the lead system architect for the PlayStation 4, Mark Cerny. He designed the PlayStation 4, but he also designed this game for the launch. So this is I think this is geared more towards this is more of a family type of
Say
title.
like Narc.
Well, he's like
If it
right
was
there.
like Narc, I'd
so
be
Knack
pretty
is supposed to
excited.
be like a little robot or something. I think you'll see it later in the footage. But right now he's in a different form where he's got all these pieces that make up his body. But Knack himself is only a small part of that. Like Knack, there he is. He's like a little.
Is it like a puzzle?
I think so. I think it's more of a platform style game where he can take different forms and he can do different things with the environment. So there's a lot of running and jumping, and then he's gonna fight the enemies up here. But yeah, this is a launch title for the PlayStation 4. They showed this off at E3. I'm not super excited for this, but this does look like a cool game. I mean, this looks like something I would play.
It looks. I remember
Looks
reading
like
about this
looks
game.
like
It
Ratchet
didn't really
and
grab
Clank.
my attention, but looking at this footage, it makes me think of the Lego games for some reason. Maybe it's
A
just
little
'cause
bit,
there's,
yeah.
little plasticky bits flying around everywhere. Oh, take that as you will, I guess. Those games seem pretty popular.
Yeah. Okay, so overall, this may not be a system seller, but this is definitely, there's not going to be a ton of games coming out when the system launches. So this is definitely something that's available when you buy
Yeah.
it. So if there's nothing else, you're looking for that next thing to play on PS4. And then see there's this ice level here, so he's going to pick up the ice crystals, and then that changes his body a little bit. So. We didn't when we were at E3. I think this was available to play, but the lines for this next gen stuff, we couldn't even get near some of these things, so we'd not have a chance to play it. But I mean, this does look cool.
Yeah, if I had it, I would play it, but it doesn't make me want to go out and buy
Yeah.
the system specifically for
Not
that.
Right.
Not a strong launch title.
Okay.
I'd play it for free.
Yeah.
Well,
free.
Well, of course. Okay, how about this next one then? Killzone Shadowfall. Let's take a look at that. Now this is one I'll say I haven't played. I know the Killzone games have their fans and a lot of people. I have not played any of the Killzones. I might have played a few minutes of the one that came out on PSP, but you can't argue the graphics in this look pretty crazy. This is going to be their this is their showpiece for a lot of their PS4 trailers and such.
Yeah, this is definitely the game for PS4. This is the title. Originally it was going to be Watch Dogs, but that fell through. But this is definitely a title I've been keeping my eye on. It's the launch game for me specifically. This is I feel like it's it's going to show off the system's capabilities. It just looks like a fun shooter. Anyways, I haven't also played a lot of the Killzone games. I played a bit of the second one when it first came on PS3, and it looked very impressive at the time. And this one looks like to be doing the same thing except better capabilities of the PS4. But everything I've seen out looks really nice. So And when you get a launch title, for me personally, like, I'm not like graphics don't mean everything to me, but when you get that new, you put a bunch of money down for a new system that has like newer advanced hardware. Like I want something that shows off that hardware. So like to me, like this is like the game to get for the PS4.
Yeah, definitely. You want to be able to see the difference between the new and the old, right? Yeah. I would say this is definitely their showcase title.
Looks a hell of a lot better than Perfect Dark Zero, which is the launch title I got for Xbox 360.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that. It was like really plasticky looking.
It's horrible.
No good.
All right. So with that in mind, is this a system seller then or not? Possibly.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, possibly.
I mean, it's still a first-person shooter. It's like you kind of know what you're in for.
Yeah, you know what you're in for, definitely. It's hard to tell though because it doesn't look like other than like the awesome with graphics, it doesn't look like it's doing anything groundbreaking. But I'm not necessarily looking for that. I guess. I mean, I guess that's what I was looking at Watch Dogs for. So this is like, to me, I guess the next best thing for what I was anticipating for next gen launch titles. So.
Right. Yeah, that's true. They did delay Watch Dogs. So okay, yeah. And at this point, so let's take a look. These other titles on the list here are actually multi-platform, so they'll be on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. But let's talk about them here as well. And then because the Xbox has a couple more exclusives, Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag. Now this one's actually already out. Like if you want to play this, you can get this on PS3 or Xbox 360. But
yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm kind of excited for this one actually.
I'm not really sure. I mean, I don't know if I've decided or not. I don't know if I'm going to go with 360 or PlayStation 4 for this. We'll have to see. But in terms of being a system seller, from what I understand, I have read quite a few things actually that say that the difference between the graphics on the two, the previous gen systems and the next gen systems, they got a lot more stuff going on with the lighting. They got more details, different textures and stuff. So from what I understand, the difference is pretty dramatic. So I'm not sure if that's enough to say you got to have the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One for something like this. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to playing this at some point.
To me,
yeah, I think it'll be good.
I played the first two. I don't know. I'm not really into these games. I feel like I played the same exact game for 1 and 2. So this is definitely not.
See, I haven't really played any of that. I played like a little bit of the first one, and I feel like between this and Killzone, I'd probably get this over Killzone.
Yeah, I played the first one. I was really hyped on when it came out, and like I was psyched when I first played it, but it did get a little repetitive. And then I only played a bit of the second one. The series just kind of fell off for me. But this one, it looks like so different from like, for me, really only mainly playing the first one to this. Like, there's so many key differences now. Like,
and I mean, pirates are cool too.
Yeah, pirates are awesome.
These have become actually pretty formulaic, but something like this, I mean, now just from seeing this, like,
yeah, that looks pretty.
They had the basic ship combat in the in Assassin's Creed 3, but now there's like way more to it. There's there's tons of different things you can do in the ship. The sailing is actually a much more substantial part of the game, so that definitely looks cool. I'm into it for that reason. Yeah,
I would say this is definitely, something that makes me want to get a next-gen system. I mean, it's weird because you can play it on current gen, and I've read, the developers of the game, they said, like, everything, you could do everything in the current-gen version. It's mainly, like, graphics that are, like, the big difference. There's, gameplay-wise, I guess everything's the same between current and next-gen.
Yeah.
But, again, it comes down to that, we're at the end of this current gen, and if it's a big improvement on the PS4, Xbox One, I want to go for that. I want to, I'm ready to take the next step and see prettier graphics essentially. So yeah, it looks good.
Okay, how about Call of Duty Ghosts? Same deal.
Oh boy,
Don't really.
I could care less.
Same
I should,
deal.
if you guys, I should bring Bob in here to talk about that. He's actually played it, so.
Yeah. So you can get this on the current gen systems, but it will also be out on the next gen systems, PlayStation 4 next week and Xbox One in 2 weeks.
It's like, is it really that big of a difference?
There's only
for this
one
game?
first-person shooter that you should be playing, and that's Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
All right, like there's no reason to get into these games.
Well, these two. This looks like the multiplayer. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, this is like it's just total fast-paced, like Twitch shooting.
I mean,
if you're one of those dudes that's into this, like you're probably already playing it. But I don't.
I've played some of the Call of Duties online. Actually, I've had a lot of fun with them, but I don't know. The series just kind of fell off.
It's just burnt out.
I just feel like it's all like it's a very linear game.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, here's the thing. Like I wouldn't buy this game unless, and I'm not a big competitive multiplayer guy. Like I like playing with a few rounds with some friends, or like even just playing a couple online matches here and there. But I can't. I used to try to get mainly into these online games a ton. I just don't have that competitive like
Drive.
bloodthirst in me to like constantly like frag or whatever. Is that still a word? The kids still say frag.
Kids these days.
Yeah, right. But this game, I guess, the single player is not even 4 hours long. So
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
like
And I've heard it being called a dog simulator. So
do you get to play as a dog in it? I guess that's kind of cool.
I don't know. I think that during the campaign, I think Riley the dog is with you for most of it. And
I mean, but like when it comes down to graphics look nice. I mean, gameplay seems solid enough, but
for a price point and for it
yeah.
to be like 4 hours long.
I mean,
don't
actually,
know.
if you're in it strictly for the multiplayer, which I think the average Call of Duty fan is at this point, you're probably going to get your money's worth. For me, though, I really appreciate a good, solid single player campaign. Or cooperative type campaign, and I just, for me, 4 hours and that's it. Play a few matches and get my like ass handed to me by some 13-year-olds.
Well, yeah, that's why I hate them. I don't play multiplayer. The campaigns are way too short, and I hate the people that even play them.
I'll tell you,
Well,
that's
it's like-
the
well,
thing,
it's like
because
you
that's
have to
all they
pick-
play.
you-
They don't play any other games. If they
That's it,
might
yeah.
they might play Halo,
Yeah.
but they play Call of Duty, and that's all they play.
Call of Duty and Madden. Like that's it. That's all they play.
Right. Kind of the same thing. Battlefield 4. Now this is a game I wanted to get to this one by now, but unfortunately,
Fortunately, it's the same as the last game.
Yeah, this looks good, and I played
It's
it.
the same story as Call of Duty, though.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's. You can't.
This looks like Battlefield 3.
I'm just saying, it's like it's the same. It's like
Yeah.
same with Call of
They
Duty. It's
do
like
wait.
No, it isn't though.
Is it more
I will
destructible
actually-
environments and like
Yeah.
more vehicles? It's like I can
I
roll
will-
an ATV with my friend on the back now, and whatever the hell else they like. Okay,
Yeah, I will.
guess. Yeah.
I'm probably not going to play this honestly because I bought Battlefield 3 and I played it a good amount, but it's just hard for me to stay concentrated on these like competitive multiplayer shooters. But I will say
You
this.
remember that? We played that until the freaking a-holes all unlocked the mortars and made it
Yeah.
unplayable.
Yeah, but if you're going to play a multiplayer shooter, I mean, this is definitely, in my opinion, the game you should be playing. I mean, there's huge open levels, way bigger player base, vehicles, like...
Does that have more than 2 planes per map this time?
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. Well, there's helicopters, too.
Spawn directly in the plane and don't let anybody else get it.
Or when people try to get in the plane, you just blow it up.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
that-
you can't blame the game for that, though. It's just that, online players are jerks, unfortunately. But, I mean, if you're going to, like I said, if you're going to play this one, I didn't even touch the single-player campaign for Battlefield 3. I think I played for, I lie, I played it for like 2 seconds. I was like, this is stupid. But the multiplayer was fun enough. But again, I just, I just can't play these online FPSs too much. So...
Yeah.
if you're going to play a multiplayer game, in my opinion, this is the game to get. It's going to be better than Call of Duty. This series has been, in my opinion, better than Call of Duty the whole time. But again, not a big first-person shooter multiplayer guy.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the GameSlean recommendation. Play this until everybody unlocks the mortars, and then they have to.
And then don't play it anymore.
Yeah. Okay, now we got one more on the PS4 list here. This is I think most of the time these game companies try to have a racing game. You want to have a well-rounded assortment of games when you launch a console, right? You don't want to have just all FPSs or just all platform games. So here it is, Need for Speed. What the hell is this thing called? Need for Speed Rivals.
Rivals,
So this is the latest in the Need for Speed series. I can't
Looks-
remember.
yeah.
Is this on current gen systems as well? I'm not entirely sure, but anyways, I mean, this looks cool. There was a time, I mean, I used to play racers. I played, what was it? Need for Speed
Hot Pursuit?
Hot Pursuit 2. Yep.
Yes.
I remember that one, but racers are a kind of thing where like I'll play them for a few hours and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, I'm all raced out, and then I just move on to the next thing. I'm not a big racer, or like Gran Turismo 5. I didn't
I feel
really
like
get
it's more
into.
like a novelty
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
At least for like me. Like I think they're fun, but
Yeah,
for
it's
Speed
definitely
Rivals.
not something we play regularly, right?
I
Yeah.
play these,
No.
except
Right.
I drive like that on the road anyway.
All
That's
right,
the
yeah.
point.
Yeah,
We got a badass here,
wait,
folks.
is this the one that what's his face is doing the movie of?
Aaron Paul.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is like
Okay, yeah, news to me.
this is the gig. All right.
Yeah.
So he's got this suit. What is he? He's supposed to be the cops, and he's rolling a supercar. I don't. Don't they have
Something like that.
Don't they have modes like this in all the recent ones? What was the recent one where it was like you could get out of the car and go around on foot? It was one of the recent ones.
Wasn't that one of the driver games?
Yeah, driver.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought there was a recent Need for Speed game where there was like
There might have been
some type of other like on foot component, maybe sort of like I don't know. I just remember it bombed, like it did so bad, and they were saying it's like we've added a new dimension of Need for Speed with this, and it was like
You can
just
You
terrible.
can leave the
Terrible.
car. Well,
Yeah, the other thing I was talking about short games. This was another one. It was like only 4 to 6 hours. And everyone was like, "What happened? Like this is terrible." I think there was one where like the car would die and you'd have to get out of the car and like escape the cops on foot or something. Like it was something stupid like that.
Yeah, that sounds like trying to jump on like the GTA bandwagon. Doesn't
Right.
look like this has that. I mean, this looks fun enough.
Yeah, this just makes me think of Hot Pursuit.
Yeah, I don't.
Which
I
was
don't.
fun.
Yeah, I don't play racers too much. When I play them, I always enjoy them. But it's like the same thing. Like, I'll play them a bunch and then I'll just kind of stop. But for me though, this is a game where
You play with like a friend.
yeah,
They're
and
like-
I could. This is again, and I'm not saying this is a system seller, but this is the type of game I feel like I could own. And I'd play a bunch when I'd get it, and I'd put it down and not really touch it. But I could always like pick up and play like for an hour or two every now and then. I wouldn't have to invest time into it. So it's just always
Right.
at the kind of like a bored kind of go-to game. I'll play
pretty
like a couple
mindless.
like
It's fine.
rounds, and that's about it. So
Right.
you know, that's what's there for me, anyways.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. That's it for the PlayStation 4. Let's move on over to the Xbox One. The Xbox One has a couple more, I don't want to say more interesting titles, but it's got more games that got my attention. So the first one on the list, obviously, is the game Rise. What is this?
That's all you could talk about at E3 was
Yeah,
getting
they
into
wouldn't even let me
Rise
play it.
to
We couldn't
cover
even-
that.
It looks
We
good.
couldn't even get there. It's like everyone was saying, I'm going to criticize this because it's all QTEs, like you can see here. But they came back and said, no, it's like that's what we had time to put together for the demo. So let's don't get the wrong impression about this. This looks cool. They got the graphics. They got the setting here is a little bit different than we've seen before. That part before where he was with the rest of his soldiers and they were all moving up in formation. That looks cool. This is all kind of cinematic type crap, but I'm psyched on this. I'm going to say, if any of these are going to be a system seller or reason to have the game day one, this is a good example.
Yeah.
See, this is a system seller.
This-
Is it-
I don't know yet. I've heard reports like a lot of people play this and
Yeah,
say
you were saying that before, right? You were hearing reports that this is bad.
and
I feel like visually it's the most like compelling
oh,
one
it
that's
looks
like
awesome
come through,
visually. Like
you know?
it's very cinematic and it looks like it would draw me in. Gameplay wise, though, I mean, yeah, they're saying there's more to it, but everything I've seen about this game, it is a lot of QTEs and it just kind of looks like God of War Light almost, and
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, again, worth playing, but just certain things about it, I don't know if it would be a main game I would want to buy on there,
Okay.
Right.
but just my opinion.
Let's look at this next one, Crimson Dragon. Now we reported that this was coming out a while back. This is if you've played any of the Panzer Dragoon games that were on the Saturn back in the day, or the recent one, or I shouldn't say recent, but the one on the original Xbox, Panzer Dragoon Orta, which was also an awesome game. It looks like some of these guys got back together and they're making this. Now this is going to be a download-only title, exclusive for the Xbox One.
It
Now,
looked very much like Panzer Dragoon.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. You've got the Dragon,
Yeah.
he's kind of on rails, and then you've got your aiming reticule, and you just kind of select the targets and auto fire away. Once you get them on there, it targets them, and then the lasers and other weapons the Dragon has will target them automatically and blow them up. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this looks really cool. Apparently, this was going to be a Kinect game, but they switched the development over to the Xbox One. I think you can still use the Kinect because they're going to have the updated Kinect for Xbox One, but they do have controller support as well. So, I mean, this looks cool. Talk about bias. I'm kind of biased because I like the other games that were on the Saturn and Panzer Dragoon Orta, so, like, this looks awesome. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I would definitely, I'm probably not going to get an Xbox One right away. Actually, I definitely not. But this definitely looks like a game I would want to play in the system.
How about the next one here, Dead Rising 3?
I
have not
over that
played
series,
either.
Dead Rising 3.
All right.
What is it? Dead.
I lost interest after the first game.
Yeah, that's the same.
I'm
I'm
a-
kind of with Steve on this because you just said it. I'm kind
See,
of just sick of the zombie.
I'm sick of zombies, yes, but this game, I like the big open world. I like the customization the games offer. The second one was a major improvement over the first game. with the customizable weapons and like you weren't as like pigeonholed.
It only displays in 720, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard that. I mean,
it's kind of weird with the
yeah,
with
it's
this
weird
being
that they kind of locked it
2013.
at that, but I still think the game looks nice, and I mean, it's a huge open world. Like, I mean, look at that, like the amount of like characters on screen, the destructible environments, the way they attach to the car, they're very cool looking. Zombies are a little
I'm surprised
overplayed at this
Capcom
point,
had enough
but
money to make a game.
That's what?
I'm surprised Capcom had enough money left to make a game.
Yeah, I mean, if there's one series that's newer that they haven't been I'll give them like props for, whatever you want to say, or credit for. It's this series. I mean, at this point, like an overdone genre with the zombies and everything, but I think they did a cool thing with it. The whole, like I said, the open world mall, and then the second one was in the casino, and this one I guess you're just in like a completely like destroyed town or something. But the first two were fun. This one looks bigger and better. So if any game's going to have me interested on the Xbox One, it's probably this one, despite like the whole like zombie thing being overplayed.
Killer Instinct. Now
I don't know. It looks cool, but
honestly, I'm probably the most interested in this.
I mean, are you serious?
Here's my problem.
Dude, I just like started loving fighting games again. I don't know.
See, this is another type of genre with the car, like the racing genre. In this, I cannot get into these games.
I really enjoy fighting games when I have people to play them with.
Yeah.
But
you always had me.
Yeah. All right. So, but if I want more of a challenge, I just put the arcade or the computer on like medium, and it's more enjoyable. Nick, no offense. The last fighting game I bought though was Street Fighter 4, like when it first came out, and I would just play it by myself, and then they had it online, and I just can't play it. Again, I'm not good at competitive multiplayer. I like playing online games with my friends. I ended up breaking a controller because I lost to somebody.
Well, there you go. I mean, this one, Killer Instinct, for me, this is not, if I'm interested in the Xbox One, but it's not because of that game. Same with you, Nick. I can't. Fighting games, I'll go a few rounds on the latest one, but, aside from that, so that's really it. And I know we've been pretty pro PlayStation 4 here on the show, but to be honest, I'm not really sure anymore that I gotta have PlayStation 4 day one.
Seems like there's more of a diverse selection of games.
There is,
coming
yeah.
From the Xbox One.
I feel like all the games that are like they're not really like hard hitting. Like if Watch Dogs came out, I would totally want a PS4 and feel like I need to have one.
Yeah.
But like now that that's not coming out, like I feel like I can totally wait until like the next like good game comes out.
I think I want to agree with you guys. Watch Dogs looks pretty hot, but it's been delayed. I don't really, at least for me, probably you guys too. There's not really anything super crazy that we have to have, so we have to have the PlayStation 4 next week when it releases. And then, I mean, I am psyched up for Rise, and that Crimson Dragon game looks cool. So I don't know. That may be enough for me to snatch up the Xbox One. But I don't know if there's any of those games we mentioned, guys, that you actually have to have it. Then you're good. But I think that's gonna sum things up for our next gen rundown, guys. And that's all we have for this episode. So check out our website at GameSlean TV. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at GameSlean. Next week we'll be talking BioShock Infinite, Burial at Sea.
I guess so.
Yes, we are. Everybody's been waiting for that. If you get the season pass for BioShock Infinite, there you go. It's going to be out next week. Like us. Check out our YouTube channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Any other final words?
Have a good day.
GameSlean.
Yep. Stay in school. Stay in school, kids.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do school.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Keep playing. We'll see you next time on GameSlean.
Go to GameSlean for more video.